We thought Charleville might be just another Outback stop, but it gave us bilbies, wartime secrets, and one of the biggest skies we've seen so far.
Oh, it's just definitely starting to thin out here now, isn't it? All right, had a great time in Roma, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
What about that show?
Yeah, that was really good last
that
night.
historical show. You'll
yeah.
see, yeah.
Learned a fair bit. Didn't realise that the whole oil and gas industry started in Roma. That was
exactly
interesting.
Right. Well, we hope you enjoyed all that in the Roma episode. But anyway, today we're heading, leaving Roma, we're heading west again. We're heading out through Mitchell. So we're going to try and catch enough time there to maybe get into baths, artesians.
I hope so. That'd be really
and,
cool.
Then from there we head through to Charleville.
Yep.
So Charleville stop tonight, probably for a couple of nights. Fair bit of stuff there to see and do. So as we get there, we'll obviously show you what the go is. And again, we've got gorgeous weather. It's 28, 29 degrees.
Bit cool at night though.
Yeah. The gas furnace had a bit of use. Got down to it was warm last night. It was 6 degrees.
Yeah.
Night before was 4 degrees. That's what we're going to do. And
we'll catch you when we get there.
catch you when we're looking at you. Cheers, gang.
See ya.
Tell you what, she's definitely starting to thin out here now, isn't it? Still a bit of cropping going on here, but look at that. Not much nice to see as far as landscape goes. It's getting flatter and flatter. Oh well. Currently, this stretch is we've just left Roma and heading through to Mitchell. So it's Roma to Mitchell stretch today. This is what you're looking at. We travel all the way along here. We travel alongside the railway tracks. The rail tracks come out here, and we follow them. Yeah, not much to see. Okay, so that's the Mucka. We're at the Mucka.
In Muckadilla.
The Mucka in Muckadilla.
I love this. I love that name, Muckadilla.
Muckadilla. All right. Well, we're gonna duck into the Mucka for a coldie at lunch. So we'll see you in there. Yeah.
Yep.
There it is, the Mucka pub. Well, I've got to ask the question. See for yourself, or see the answer shortly. The seat of knowledge. Bench of bullshit. I like it. Very cool pub. I bet that's the old highway a long time ago. Rosalie, Derwent Park, Lorne, Glenarcar, Normandy, Hidden Vale, Mirrabooka. Wow. A Muckadilla. My wife loves the name.
Yeah, it's a pretty good name. We're here.
A northie at the Mucka.
Yeah, they're lime and bitters at the moment. So I want to know how Muckadilla got its name.
I'm going to find out. We'll get back to you on that. We're going to get the answer. Okay. Got to the bottom of it. Okay, Muckadilla. The Muckadilla pub, well, it's named just after the area. It's local. You can't call it a township. There's a servo, a couple of houses, a bit of a truck workshop, and the pub. That's it. However, the name Muckadilla just came from the local creek. There's a creek, Muckadilla Creek. A truck goes by. So where'd the Muckadilla come from? Well, that's an assumption that it's an Aboriginal, European interpretation of an Aboriginal word meaning running water or creek, whatever. So that's it. And apparently there's a ton of that, especially throughout Queensland. So we'll try and clarify all those as we travel. There's the answer. Thanks for watching. Come back to us. Any stories you've got about any country towns and locations or histories you know of, give us what you know and we'll add it to ours. Catch you later. When you get out of these areas, you always see these funny names, especially in Queensland. There's a ton of it. I found out today you just can't take it for granted that what information you're given online is actually correct. I did a bit of thing about the Muckadilla pub. When I questioned about some of the naming of the areas and whatever, the answers online came back about the names and where they came from, and one came back that I knew to be wrong, which was Roma. Roma was actually named after the governor at the time's wife. So the answer online came back as, oh, Roma, oh, well, the Europeans named it after Rome in Italy. Well, totally incorrect. So when I corrected that with ChatGPT, here was the interesting response. ChatGPT then said, well, it gives answers based on folklore, what may be the case. As it turns out, when I said, well, where's the evidence of that? And it turned out there was none. There was no evidence. These are just names made up. Many of the names of these towns with weird spellings have actually just come from European interpretation of spelling of something that an Aboriginal may have said. The true meaning, very difficult to understand. Were they really Aboriginal names? Probably yes. But something that really points out, brings to your attention when you think about it, is for those settlers to be able, 120, 150 years ago, for them to be able to have those discussions with the local Indigenous people, they obviously must have had a pretty good relationship to be able to talk and whatever and find out names of things and adapt those names and add some sort of spelling to it for writing terms. So yeah, really, but I guess the message in this is that don't just blindly take what you pull offline or get told as fact, because when I then broke down a whole lot of towns with the internet, it came back that none of them had any documented evidence whatsoever of where those names came from. So, interesting point. Don't believe everything you see and read. But it's nice to have it. They did indicate a lot of it has just come from folklore. Just, well, maybe that's where it's come from. That sounds like a good story. Let's go with it. The other thing was that many of those folklore stories and things really only appeared in the last 30 to 40 years. So, who knows? But interesting stuff. So, there you go. Another bit of totally useless factual information that you can flush down the proverbial. Thanks, guys. Here we go again. Now, this is an interesting story. It may have no basis of factuality, but it sounds good. As we can see in front of us here, we have a country Toyota farm truck by the look of it. And we're on 110 zone, about to reduce to 100, but we're doing 75 kilometres an hour. And I just mentioned to Sue, I said, well, I call these guys Farmer Brown. Farmer Brown's on the highway. And the reason I do that is that if this guy, for instance, is a farmer and he sits in a tractor all day on his farm doing 10 kilometres an hour, ploughing and harvesting and whatever, trying to do 100 on a highway might seem awfully damn fast. So that's my explanation. Farmer Brown's going as fast as he can comfortably feel safe. There you go. Does that look like it on the left? No, that's a council. Certainly.
Oh, hang on.
That's it. Alright, well, let's duck around the corner here, see if we can find parking. I reckon we'll just park over on that block of land. What do you reckon? Maranoa region, which obviously I think the river name. And we're taking a short little break in Mitchell at the Mitchell Spa. Artesian base and artesian spas. Hot water, supposed to be 40 degrees. I think Sue's having a dip, but I thought I'd pass on this one. But yeah, good little spot. Check this out. And there she is. Yep. 20. Whoa, it'll feel like ice water after that, wouldn't it? All right, Deb. So, pretty good spot. Full cafe and everything here. You can do a cafe and meals and coffees and really good. Okay, that's the hot spa over there feeding out constantly. This one apparently 24 degrees, but no one goes in. They reckon it's like jumping into ice bath after the hot one. Having a nice restful spot there, mate, hey? Sitting in the shade. God, you got the life, haven't you? Huh? You got the life, yes. Well, we've done the artesian spa at Mitchell. So we'll just cruise through the rest of town here on our way through. I think we've got a couple of hours now through to Charleville. Hopefully it's a good road. And, well, as good as it can get. It is the Warrego. And we'll get out here in Charleville for a few nights. Looking forward to that. Charleville, here we come. Don't you love these names?
Mungalala.
Mungalala.
I still like Muckadilla better.
Oh, and I've got the story about that. Did you notice on the front of the pub it says Muckabup, not Muckapub?
Oh.
Letters are back to front.
Oh.
Well, apparently the builders, when they did that, when they did the front of the building up, they did it to stir people up and put the letters back to front.
Mm-hmm.
And it created such a stir, they decided to leave it there. Interesting, eh?
Mm.
There's so much to do at it. You could spend months just doing what we're going to do in a few weeks.
Mm. Like I said, you could travel Australia from the day you got your bloody licence, and you would never see it all.
See, there's another little pub. Imagine doing this trip and doing a pub crawl. Having a beer at every pub. No. At this stage, the day was starting to catch up with us. The country was getting drier, the distances were getting longer. Charleville was still sitting out there on the screen like the next big marker on the map. We were too tired when we finally rolled in to film the arrival properly, but the next morning, Charleville was ready to show us why this town is such a major stop in the Outback.
Morning all.
Morning, yes. It was a good night. Wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be.
No.
Anyway, we're this morning we're heading over to do a bit of stuff around Charleville. We're heading to the airport with the World War II military base. We're going to do the tour there and then look through the actual museum from World War II. There's a big military base here.
American.
And all American troops and stuff. So that'll be interesting to find out. And then we're doing later on we're doing the Cosmos Center and learn all about the Atlantis. Trips to Mars. And tonight we're doing the stargazing, aren't we?
Yes.
Stargazing tonight. So it's going to be a big day today. Busy day.
Looking forward to it.
And we hope to bring you some reasonable footage of that. So and that'll be it for our Charleville stop, and then we'll be moving on again then tomorrow. Interesting stuff. We'll keep you informed as we go. This promo clip gave us a really good overview of just how much Charleville has packed into it. So we're looking forward to heading out and doing it. All right, just checked into the main hangar. We're doing the World War II Secret Base tour. I never knew this place was here. We'll catch more of it as we go, so I'll record bits I can. Secret US military base was here during World War II, 3,500 personnel.
So we're not on a channel or anything?
He hasn't got an antenna, so no. So obviously we'll just tag along. We'll stop, get out, and he'll talk about stuff, and apparently there's 6 stops.
So just one other car?
Yep. Almost got our private tour.
Mm.
No, so welcome, guys. Welcome to the tag-along tour. Are you, well, thinking about doing the museum after, maybe?
Yeah,
You doing the museum after?
Yeah.
They marry in really good. The thing is, with this tag-along tour, you can actually go around and visualise. I'll show you obviously some ruins, but I'll show you some original structures and give you a bit of an in-depth of what happened here on the base. So when we think of Charleville, what do you think they thought it was a good place to put a secret airbase, the Americans?
place no one heard of.
Yeah, middle of nowhere, remote, away from the coast. So if enemy were to come or that sort of thing, they would need to refuel to get here and back. There was already an existing runway, the railway line, and room to build whatever they wanted. Like I said, this is a land lease, so once you come onto this land, you're under American jurisdiction. So after that, they could build and do whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted, without question. And that's what they did. They built this base to go to war. The other reason Charleville was such a good place was the climate. Although hot, it's a dry heat, so perfect for working on aircraft.
Yep.
The way they put this base together so quickly is unbelievable. So 1,500 men come out straight away, and the blue collar work that they put in to have this base operational in a couple of months is crazy. First 3 stops that we do here is sort of class this as home, then out there the last couple of stops is work. But 160 acres, they laid 60 acres just of bitumen. A runway, they built another 3. 5 hangars. I marvel at what they did so quickly. So mess hall, always a serviceman at the front, officers at the back. Like I said, this is one of 3. The Japanese were coming. They were on the march. Like, they dropped more bombs on Darwin than they did on Pearl Harbor. So our plan was, we were going to draw a line from Brisbane and basically cut Australia in half and say, right, you can have that. And then you think of getting everyone behind this Brisbane line. You reckon you're going to go to the Aboriginals and say, get behind the line? Had in line.
Yeah, I do recall Brisbane line, yeah. Not often the Yanks say someone else is better.
No, anything. Yeah. Right, I will keep moving. This stop here is the dance hall.
Dance
You know
hall.
what you're thinking, very, very...
Small dance hall.
Yeah, that was the toilet block for the dance hall.
All right.
The dance hall went all the way back to the trees down the back.
Yep.
The dance hall was the most beautiful building on the base. Sprung floor. So when the servicemen got here, they had a choice. They could have a movie theatre, a billiard hall, or a dance hall. They chose the dance hall because women.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing women in.
Yeah.
Women. Yeah, so they're allowed to have a dance here every couple of weeks on the base. So you heard of Coroni's Hotel in town? At that time, there were 12 hotels, 12 pubs in town. There's only 4 now. But Harry Coroni, very shrewd businessman, he came to the Americans and said, I hear you're having a dance on the base every fortnight. And they said, yep. He said, well, I'll give you my bus and my driver for free on the proviso that the women that get invited to the dance on the base get picked up from my hotel. Then after the dance, drop back to my hotel, which ended up being a very clever move. So the women, they come into the base through the strict checkpoints, spend the evening here, get back on the bus, back through the checkpoints, and go back to Coroni's. Now, any of the blokes that thought they were a hope, where they'd go. So it became the real American. So he made a fortune out of the American presence here compared to the other pubs. This is party central. What you were saying before about MASH, you know, like in MASH and the kids are there and they're talking to each other,
That's
you know,
right.
like you can picture it. Yeah, so you 6 cows each side. This is, like I said, one of 3. So these are the first flushing toilets in Charleville.
Yep.
So when the Americans built this, they built the sewage system for the town.
Sewage town. Yeah.
For the town. You know, so they gave back. So that went out, the treatment plant out near the date farm. So now I know why dates taste like shit. No, I actually do like dates. They don't know. They get here and they say, we never knew this was here.
Would have been kept hush-hush and it just carried on from there.
Yeah.
Forgotten.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. So original sites on this stop here, the signal tower. I know it doesn't look very much. That's what I thought when I first seen it. Because Charleville's about 1,400 feet above sea level, no mountain so to speak. They say this is picking up signals as far away as Honolulu. So the Americans had 5 hangars, so when the time did come to do the packing up, they would have packed all 5 hangars up, put them on the train back to Eagle Farm Base. And now it is the Royal Flying Doctors Base. So
Right.
it went to a good home.
Yeah.
This structure goes down as high, as low as it is high. There's a bunker underneath there that the Americans covered over when they left. This was the most heavily guarded place on the base. Why? Because it held one of the biggest secrets of World War II.
After the tour, the museum helped put faces and objects to the story. It's one thing to hear about the base, but seeing the displays made the history feel much more real.
Just seems to be killed, so back again on park. Fuller corrected there a bit. Turn the extreme forward dizzy knot before you lose your target. Drifting off to the left now. Right turn on your right wire. That's the cross pretty well fast. Now let's see what we can do about right.
Got it. I got it. So, piece of cake.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so the Americans, they dismantled everything when they left. Out of 101 buildings, only 3 remained. Well, here you guys, 309 for half a tank. This is the biggest fill I've done in a while because I nearly go behind by about 3/4. Most to put in is about 30, 35 litres. This one's going to be 50 or 60. Ugh. Took it away. It's 40 litres. It's 50, 57 litres. $180. Yes. Very much outback town. Very western town. You know, a lot of empty old shops in Charleville. Obviously struggling a bit. Would rely very heavily now on tourism, I guess. That's interesting.
What?
Corona's Hotel, 1929. I thought at the other end it said 1928.
Maybe that's how long it took us to build.
I'm going to check that when we get up there. I got a massive bar. You heard all about the history of the pub. We did the tour this morning at the War Museum. The sheer size and scale of this pub was just amazing. Just shows the grandeur of construction when they built things back in the 20s and 30s. Look at this. Absolutely incredible. And such great workmanship too. You don't see that today. Lovely. Look at those ceilings. Incredible stuff. Really nice. What a mini Matilda. Little mini. It's Charleville. Not much of it, but bigger than I thought it would be. There she is, the Hotel Coronas. As the guy talked about on the army base tutorial, he talked about the fact that the dance hall, they used to insist that the buses picked the women up from here, went to the dance hall out on the military base, and then they had to bring them back by bus to here. And the public had made a fortune because they'd stay on drinking, or the guys who thought they had a win would book a hotel room upstairs for the evening. Cheeky devils. The Hotel Charleville, which unfortunately is no more. It's not a pub anymore, she's shut. Someone's turned it into a private residence or something.
Royal Flying Doctors Service.
We did a tour many years ago, another one of these. Very, very interesting as to how it all works. So we subscribe monthly in the hope that we never have to use the service. It's very important that they are kept in the air. Well, that was that. I didn't see any reception. Never mind.
This map, very important. It shows us the former Bilby territory when Europeans arrived in Australia compared to today. So bilbies are omnivores. They will eat anything they can get their mouths on. Lizards, squirrels,
Sounds like my dog.
spiders, termites, fruit, fungi, seeds. Not Muckadilla.
Are these two both girls?
Yeah, both girls. No way.
So we've actually got the actually. Also, if I touch your hand, so you push your head, I'll just go down.
Are you curious? From our first baby steps, we become dedicated explorers of our environment. And from the moment we can talk, we embark on a ceaseless journey for knowledge. We want to know why. Could this deep thirst for understanding be at the very heart of what it means to be human? That's a good question. As we push ourselves to explore further and take our next big step, where might our curiosity lead us? Mars. We now know that in its ancient past, Mars was a warmer, wetter world, much like Earth, with vast oceans and a thick atmosphere, conditions ideal for life. But those conditions have long since vanished, leaving behind a hostile and deadly world. It has been said that a journey of 1,000 miles must start with a single step. When it comes to space travel, that initial step is a launch. A typical voyage begins with the Space Launch System, which propels the Orion spacecraft and its crew into orbit around the Earth. From there, the crew embark on their 4-day journey to the Moon at speeds over 8,000 kilometers an hour. The Orion spacecraft must then slow down to rendezvous with the human landing system in orbit around the Moon. At this stage, the crew will board the landing system to make their descent to the lunar surface. These early missions will mark humanity's return to the Moon for the first time in well over 50 years. Once we have permanent access to the Moon's surface, the work won't stop there. Establishing a base camp will support longer missions. The Moon is the perfect testing ground for the technologies and teamwork needed for deep space missions. Every step we take on the Moon prepares us for the next giant leap. sending humans to Mars. Are we alone?
Charleville gave us more than we expected. Wartime history, bilbies, wide streets, big skies, and one of those outback days where every stop seemed to reveal something new. We came in tired, but we left feeling like this town had properly earned its place on the trip. Next week, we met Australia's largest dinosaur, Cooper, and a Mexican standoff between Bronson and an emu.